We are live.
Yes, we are. What's going on, everyone? We have an extra special guest tonight. What's going on?
Hi, dude. How's it going?
We're just hanging out. It's usually just two guys with ADHD yelling at each other, but
now it's two guys and a tranny, so we're good, dude.
All right.
So are you allowed to say tranny on YouTube if you are a tranny, or I'm not sure how the rules work?
Well, I do it all the time.
Well, my question is, do I get a tranny pass? Am I allowed to say tranny?
The
yes,
pass?
you do, because I'm here.
Yes.
Hey, so Buck, that means you get to say Kraken.
Yeah. And you could say Nazi too, because I have the N-word pass because I'm a Jew.
That's so right on. And my wife is a Jew, so we're good.
You married a Jew? That's crazy. I would never marry a Jew. I married an Italian. Oh, the Jews are crazy. They're all on SSRIs and Prozac. Yeah, Jewish women are nuts. Yeah, well, and dude, for someone who married an Italian to call a group of people nuts, it's got to be crazy. Jewish women are out of their minds.
Totally. Well, I mean, she is. She's totally but she's a filmmaker, so they're all crazy anyway. It's just how it is.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I went with the Italian. Just because I like going to bed knowing that she might kill me in my sleep. I like living dangerously. I live with that element of surprise.
Right on.
So, Buck, for those people that have been living under a rock, can you let everybody know who you are, where they can find you, and everything like that?
Yeah, right on, friend. So, well, the only reason you would know me is if you're in this whole disgusting transgender space. So my name is Buck Angel, and I am an actual female. I was born female. I am female, and I transitioned to live as a man, whatever that means, and look like a man 30 years ago. So I'm 62 years old now. And basically I'm just the guy who's out there saying it, or the girl, whatever you want to call me, who's saying it like it is, because it's just getting ridiculous, dude. The fact that they brought kids into this space, I'm done. I'm done.
So, I mean, I gotta say, like, you have an amazing beard.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it is a remarkable beard, because liberal men can't grow beards. Have you noticed that? Yes. Like, they're splotchy. I'm like, what happened? Like, just shave, just give up on it. But like, you have a beard that all liberal men envy.
That's funny, because so many dudes like say that to me. Like, they make fun of my crazy, weird tranny voice, but they totally just go obsessive on my beard. It took me a long time. Like I told you, I'm 62 and I've been doing this 30 years. So it's taken a long time to grow.
Your voice doesn't sound odd to me. I mean, I know a lot of dudes who have voices like you. I mean,
right on.
There's a wide range of baritones and voices that go along with it. So like, I know you, and I've watched your stuff, but I don't know are you fully transitioned as a man? Is there still No. Okay, so you still have the fun parts.
Yes, exactly.
It's gotta be awesome.
That's awesome, dude. Like, why would I get rid of that thing? What?
Oh, have you ever thought, like, vaginas are like the butter of body parts? And let me explain. Like, butter you could put on steak, you could put on cake. It pretty much goes with everything, right?
Right on.
Like, a vagina can pass a baby through it and create life, right? This beautiful thing.
Yes.
And it can stretch to like this fucking big. I've seen it. And yet it can also be the most wonderful place on earth. It's better than Disneyland. So I'm just like, yeah, the vagina, if I had a vagina, I'd want to keep that thing.
Of course. Like, the thing is this, like, again, the whole trans space has gotten so crazy, dude. Like, when I did it 30 years ago, you just did it to blend in, to hang out with dudes like you. All my friends are like you guys, right? I'm a buddy to them. Like, no one's talking about the trans thing. Who cares? That was the whole point, right? I couldn't do the bottom thing because it just doesn't exist, dude. I'm not going to get some flappy piece of thing that doesn't even get a hard on. And, I think you can say that on YouTube, but you know what I mean? Like, what's the point? Like, I just never understood that. If I could get something like what you guys have, even though I don't really know, Yeah, you know what I mean? Like if I could choose that,
you're gonna want something much more luxurious.
I knew you were gonna say it. I knew.
I was gonna ask, like, which would you want, Alan's or my penis? Like, I mean, if it's a multiple choice, which one?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy with mine, but like if you're gonna go through pain and suffering and surgery, you want something. You want to get like a Cadillac. Like,
you want to get the baby's arm.
I'm more like a Dodge Durango. You want like a Cadillac SUV, you know? Like
they should like have transplants. You know, you could like choose sperm donors. Like I want to have like a dead black guy's penis, right? I'm gonna go for the fuck. I'm gonna go for the fucking home wrecker.
Home wrecker. Yeah, like why would I get surgery that doesn't work? You know. Secondly, the whole thing is so insane. These kids are suffering from doing this surgery. It doesn't work, yet they're telling them it works, and then they get all messed up, and it's like $100,000. And I'm like, I always say I could buy a big ass monster truck for $100,000 and get more chicks than that thing you're getting between your legs. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So dumb.
You know, it sounds really painful. Like, have you ever, like, I had a vasectomy and that really hurt.
Yeah.
Right. That wasn't fun. No. And I'm thinking, man, that's still much better than just chopping my dick off.
Dude, like really? But
that must really hurt.
But it's it's easier to make a hole than a pole, as they say, right? You can just invert it. You know,
the whole thing makes no sense either because it's basically
I'm gonna have such fucking horrible nightmares tonight.
The fake vagina thing is an open wound with no pleasure. It's just like a place for someone to put stuff in. It's really weird. The whole thing is fucking Frankensteinish.
It is,
and we shouldn't be doing this to anybody.
Nope.
Anybody. Can you imagine? They're like, hey, we're going to replace your beautiful penis with an open wound.
No, because it's psychological. It's actually, look, I'll be honest. It took me a little while to get around the fact that I'm never going to have that. I'm not going to be a man. You know what I mean? Yeah. It takes a lot of growth and a lot of time to do that. That's why a 16-year-old person cannot make a choice like this because you don't know shit at 16. You don't even know shit at 22, dude. So it's like it takes a long time to understand the things as a transsexual that you can do and the things you cannot do. And once you understand that you're not going to get everything you want in transition, you become a happy person like me. And I realize I'm just going to have to walk the world in a way that, sometimes I can't do this and it's good. I'll go do that instead. And that comes a lot from maturity and just understanding that, when I make this choice, it's a commitment, dude. I made a commitment for 30 plus. I'm never going back. I'm always going to be okay with it. It doesn't matter if you guys call me she, because it just is such it's a space that you do for yourself. It's not, you don't do it for other people.
See, I have this thing, and I don't know how much of my content you've seen, Buck, but like I have no worries about like the misgendering thing because I'm going to call you what you appear as, right?
Right on.
And I think it's insulting to pretend for other people, right? You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Like I don't think the way my ADHD works, like my neurodivergence works, I don't think I could refer to you as a female because you don't present as one, right? Same thing. I interviewed Blair a couple years ago. I couldn't possibly call Blair a he.
Yep.
Oh God, no.
She doesn't look like it, right?
That's right.
Nisa Powers, I interviewed her. Same thing. Could not possibly call her a male, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just found it the whole pronoun thing. I personally think 10 years ago we'd already figured this shit out. If you look like a woman, we used the proper pronouns. If you look like a dude, and if you happen to look like a dude and you were a woman, you're gonna have to fucking live with it. You know what I mean? Like,
that's right.
I mean, like,
right.
It's what it is. But then it went from transitioning appearance to them thinking they could like transition.
That's right.
And that's where it got really fucked up.
Yes.
And then it got even worse fucked up when they started talking about kids with it. That's where it got really fucked up. But the whole like, as soon as we started entertaining the concept of like trans women are women, like no, they're not. Like it's not true. I mean, I can't tell you how many times where I've just like thought to myself, like, it's so ridiculous because most of the people that say something like that are also the same people that say, like, think all men are evil. They believe in the patriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
All men have, we are just we're demons that will lie and cheat and everything like that. But all of a sudden, they believe a dude who wants to go into a woman's restroom with a fully intact penis with a beard.
Yeah.
We got to trust him because he says he's a woman, even though you hate all other men. It's just this like wildness. And then I wanted to get your base opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about they them?
Well, I think it's a thing that young people are doing, like back in the day when, we talk about like punk rock or emo or whatever. It's just an identity choice, and they'll grow out of it. And I think what we're doing is we're doing a disservice to, because it's mostly young people. I see adults starting to do it, which actually that has me more concerned when adults take that on, right? It's like adults wearing a Mickey Mouse hat or something. Like, what? Come on, that's for kids. Like, it's just a weird. So I think it's an identity choice. I don't think it has anything to do with trans. That's why I'm telling you, this whole thing is an indoctrination, and it's not a good thing that's happening. And I think that we should not be playing into this as if it was so serious. And I refuse to call anybody they, them. I won't do it. I don't care. What are you going to do to me? What are you going to hate me and call me names? Oh, like, here's the great thing about age.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Literally. Yeah.
We could not give a fuck.
That makes no sense.
Nope.
That was the one that I couldn't understand. I'm like, how can you be plural? You can't be two. I need some explanation. And I just identify as they.
Yeah.
It made no sense. So I'm with Alan. If I saw you if I saw you in the local Walmart, I'd be like, hello, sir.
Right on.
And you risk things now. I was actually one of our brands is in a lot of retail stores. I was actually at one of the grocery stores we're in, and on their name tags, they have he, him for people who identify as he, him. And I'm glad that I was okay with it, because honestly, remember Saturday Night Live? Remember Pat?
Yeah, of course, my favorite.
I couldn't tell what the hell it was. And I didn't, and again, I'm trying to do business. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm trying to sell stuff.
Right on.
And I'm like, hi, sir. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a wild, fascinating world, but it seems to have, you're older and you said you did this 30 years ago. It just seems like nobody even talked about transgender. Wasn't even on anybody's mind until like 5 years ago. And then all of a sudden it just came cascading through, just flowing through like Niagara Falls. And all of a sudden I'm so confused. I'm like, I had no idea there's this many transgenders in the world. What's going on?
Right.
And that's like, don't misgender me. I'm like, I can't tell what you are. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's all on purpose. The whole thing is on purpose. It is an indoctrination. And I'm going to tell you, as old school here, these people hate me. I am not part of the trans community. Just so you know, I am not part of that. That is actually a weird cult-like religious space that I refuse to be a part of. This is an actual mental disorder. I have an actual mental disorder. It's, like, what's wrong with everybody? This is not normal. Like, I'm not normal. It is not normal for a woman to want to be a man and a man to, and that's okay, dude. It's literally okay. But once you understand that, and we understand that this is really something that is just in a very small amount of people, and I'm a success story. I'm a 100% success story. Yeah. This is what people need to see, that people like me do exist, and we need to get back to it being a mental health problem, not an identity politics problem. And that's where it went off the rails, because a bunch of weirdos took over the space. I really, honestly, a bunch of fetishist men who think being a woman is just putting a dress on and pulling out your penis in the woman's restroom. Like, it's a fetish event now, dude. It's not a mental disorder anymore.
Huh. So do you consider, like, and you see it on TikTok the most, but like, someone would be like, I'm trans, I'm he that, he they, or he him or whatever, but the person's obviously not like trying to transition at all. That's like, do you even consider them trans?
No,
or even shave. Like, that's the one I don't get. Like, who is that one? Oh, man, I'm trying, but there was that one transgender person who was stealing luggage in the White House.
Oh my God, I love that one, dude.
Dude had the head and the mustache and the lipstick and the red dress. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I have the weirdest boner right now. You know?
Right on, dude. Right on. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's those ones. They're not trans. That's why I don't know if you notice, I call myself a transsexual. I differentiate between trans and transsexual. A transsexual is somebody like myself who knows we have a disorder. I want to look like a dude. I literally know I'm a chick. It's not like magic, right? It's just I changed my appearance to walk the world. It's real basic. And once it's like, why are we lying to all these kids? And so that's why I'm telling you. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the bald head, the little dress.
Oh my God. And then the admiral, whatever the heck one.
And the hairy legs, like there's a lot going on. And then you got fat ass Richard Levine over there. Like there's just and that was in the White House, bro. Know. Like everybody's like, Trump's a weirdo. I'm like,
no.
Serious?
No, Trump's cool. He's a cool dude. He likes porn stars and all that kind of stuff, but we're not talking about that.
Okay, this is why I love this. This is where we're gonna get along. Everybody was mad at Trump. Oh, he was with a porn star and a Playboy playmate. I'm like, are you not noticing the leaps and bounds we've gone since Monica Lewinsky? This is fucking American exceptionalism. This is progress.
That's right.
Let's go. Trump is making infidelity great again.
That's a very good way to look at it. It really is.
I'm an optimist. I'm pro-America, man.
Me too.
So, just like on a slightly more serious note.
Yeah.
Why do you think what's with the kids thing? Like, why is that so important?
Yeah, okay, like I'm gonna sound a little bit nutty right now because I can't believe this is happening. And I hope you don't think I'm crazy because I'm not. But here's the deal. It's easy to indoctrinate children to do the dirty work. I think if you look at history, look at any kinds of thing, they always bring in kids to sort of push agendas or to do things. When you start bringing children into this, now you have this idea that this is going to save people who are trans from this lifelong misery, right, of wanting to unalive themselves and the depression. And if that's the case, how come this hasn't been forever? How come I wasn't a trans kid, right? And I can prove to you that I was not a trans kid. Thank God. So they're using children to push an agenda. It gets deep, you guys. After this, I'm going to send you some stuff that's actually going to blow your mind. You're going to think they are trying to do something really scary to humans. I'm not kidding. They're trying to change biology and it's scary.
Why would they do that?
There's a thing called transhumanism.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Yes,
I have.
That's right. They're trying to make it. So if you notice who's at the forefront of this whole thing, do you notice who's at the who's got the loudest like mouths and who's got the most platform? Do you notice?
Democrats?
Well, besides politically, men in dresses, trans women. Trans women are the loudest. Do you ever see a guy like me pretty much at the whole conversation? Are they even talking about a woman who wants to be a man?
I also did wonder why you didn't like go to start play football, once you became a man.
I get my ass kicked, dude. I'm not a dummy. Like, I'm not going to get into boxing and get my face. Like, that's the whole point I'm trying to make here. It's a misogynistic, woman-hating movement. It has nothing to do with trans. Nothing.
You are so correct. It's so they're in the process of elevating trans women. Regular women are losing pageants. They're losing sporting events.
Right.
The girl at the speech yesterday got her brain damaged by had a volleyball spiked in her face. And they're going to lose scholarships. They're losing state titles. And I had a daughter who played up through high school, right? Very high level soccer player, played her entire life. And it was at a point when I'm like, I'd have that. Lucky I'm in Tennessee. We don't play that shit in Tennessee.
Yes.
We're like, no, we're not doing that weird shit over here.
That's right.
But thankfully we live in Tennessee. But it had to go through my mind, like, what would I do if my daughter goes on a field and there's a boy on the other team? And my answer is I would have been like, no, you're not playing this game. And my daughter practiced with the boys, but it's different when you're practicing and training with boys than when you're, dude, if you've ever watched a girls and a boys game side by side, you will understand there's a dangerous difference in velocity of movement of the ball. And I had to go through that. And just seeing that and having a daughter playing at a high level sport, going for those scholarships, I'm like, wait a second, we might lose a scholarship to a chick with nuts.
First off, let me just give you a little of my background. I was a high-ranking female athlete. Okay, I'm 62.
I know that.
This was in the 70s. Okay, I was scholar. I got Adidas, Nike. They were all sponsoring me to go. You know, I was my trajectory towards the Olympics. Okay, I fought for women in sports. Okay, now that I'm a man, I can't turn my back on that. Secondly, I have a kid. I coach soccer. I referee soccer. I'm around it. I know exactly what's going on in this. Boys and girls are different. It's literally why they're separated. Thirdly, if you're going to transition your child, you're a sick weirdo, number one. Number two, take your kid to another school so nobody knows they're trans, right? If you're going to make Bobby into Susie, take them there, but they don't get to play. Why are you highlighting your trans child? That's the thing that we have to really look at. These are sick parents. Are we all parents here in this room?
Yeah.
So, you know, we're all parents. We know we're around kids. This is all weird, like Munchausen stuff going on. I really believe so.
I would agree. I agree.
It's almost like the parents use it as like a status symbol.
Yes.
Oh my, I have a trans child. And it also, what it does, it allows white people to become a victim.
There you go, dude.
Because
right
it's
on.
like, oh, well, and now they're saying it's like worse than slavery. I'm like, okay, hold on. Like,
I can't.
I'm pretty sure slavery was pretty fucking bad.
I'm pretty sure, dude. And also, there's no such thing as trans kids. It's the parents doing this to children. I grew up in the 60s and 70s. I was a full-ass tomboy, dude. I was the best skater on the block, dude. I could beat the shit out of the boys, but I was always a girl. No one ever told me I was a boy. My dad just said beat the shit out of the boys. You know what I mean? Like, I was that tough chick. And like, my dad made us all have two sisters. We were like tough girls.
Yeah.
Where has that gone? Why can't girls? No way should we ever let boys or men compete with women. This is sick and wrong.
No,
it is very sick.
It's astounding. But America agrees with us, majority, and I think
that's right.
I don't see the pundits talking about it. I think that was the big linchpin in the fucking election.
Yes,
I think it was. Yes. I think people don't give a fuck about the other stuff because it does. Nope. If we have a war in Ukraine, I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I don't even give a fuck. We're in wars all the time. Don't care. Right. Oh, trade war, whatever. Oh, eggs are a little more expensive.
Right
whatever.
On.
Who gives a fuck? But when you have kids, and what it did, and this is what happened during 2020 with the masking in schools, what it did, it woke up women like my wife. Yep. Like my wife before 2020, I'd be yelling about politics and shit. She'd be like, shut the fuck up. You know, just shut the fuck up. Damn it, fucking Jew. I'm like, damn, don't want to be anti-Semitic. And, you know, those Italians though.
Right.
But yeah, it was, but then like.
We can't help it.
They just I mean, dude, you guys fought on the side of the fucking Nazis.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
And you lost. But
and we lost. So
you know, the Jews actually technically won that war, but did they?
Did they? Yeah.
But it woke up people who don't usually give a fuck.
Yeah.
And then they're like, wait a second, these people are doing this. Let me look at what else they're doing.
Yeah.
Oh shit, they're doing that. Okay.
Thank
so
you.
that's where I think it got a little hairy.
Well, what they did is they're smart. They made this whole like mantra of you're transphobic or you're this. So if you say anything about it, then you're a bad person. And that's where they actually got people. They gaslit it. They gaslit it straight out the gate. And so everyone got, even including me, dude, in the beginning of this whole thing, I was like, oh, you know, okay, whatever. A kid wants to be trans. I'll just let it go. But it literally escalated so fast. And the next thing you know, all these young girls, if you notice, the majority of kids, and when I say kids, 20, 16, whatever, they're all cutting their boobs off. They're all girls. 90% of the young people who are transitioning are girls to boys, and they're cutting their breasts off, dude, with scars that I don't have scars. and I got my chest removed 30 years ago. How come I don't have scars?
So here's another thing too. Not that I noticed because you have a shirt. I noticed because you have a shirtless picture.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't just checking out your nipples, but you still have, like, these people get their nipples removed and everything like that. So.
What's happening? This is not normal. This is not. Nipples. It's not surgery, you guys.
I fucking love my nipples. Like, I would never. Like, there's not.
It's normal to have nipples. What did I say earlier? When you transition, you want to look like a man, okay? When you don't put nipples on, you don't look like anything. You look like a Barbie doll. They're literally trying to make kids look like, it's called nullification surgery. Seriously, I'm not kidding. I've been blowing the whistle. They are doing things where they're not even giving these people genitals. They're going to having genital surgery and getting a bump put on. It's called nullification. It's actually it's sci-fi. It's sci-fi.
So they can't have sex at all.
That's right.
What the fuck's the point of life?
That's right. That's exactly right.
Oh my God.
So they're shooting up 16-year-old kids with testosterone, which we know what does to your body. I don't care.
I know what testosterone does to my body.
Right. That's right. I love it, but that's another story.
Now let's talk about that.
We all love testosterone. But so let's just say some young girl thinks she wants to be a boy and they start shoving testosterone. You know that they don't even tell them how to use it. They just say, go to YouTube and learn. The clinic gives them the clinic gives them a vial of tea. And then when they say, well, here, go to YouTube and learn how to do it. I'm like, and so next thing you know, they're ODing on it. They got liver damage. They're like 20 with a mustache. And they're like, I didn't know it was going to do this to, no.
Do you know what the dose is? Well, actually, you would be the one to ask.
Yes.
So, like, my testosterone replacement therapy dose every week is 150 milligrams.
Right.
And it's administered by a doctor, and my blood levels are checked.
Excellent.
What is the administrated dose when transitioning? I've always wondered that.
It's a great question. And so, as you know, we're all different. Okay. It's true. Your body reacts to things differently. You can react. I've been doing 1 cc of tea, 200 milligrams of testosterone. Now I'm actually using CPNA. I'm using sustenance.
Oh, you're using sus. That's 4 different esters in there.
It's the best. I'm not kidding. I've been doing
it hits
that
you
one
quick and it sustains. I love
it.
Sustenance.
Sustains.
My doctor only does cypionate and enanthate blend.
Yeah, because for me, I figured out what was the best because I wasn't crashing. I was crashing, and it became a whole thing.
But so try microdosing. What I do is I take I do 0.7 cc's and I dose it in. So I do it 3 days a week. So I split it into 3 tiny doses of insulin. So if you want to keep your blood levels more stable, that's a great way.
That's a great way. So they're just giving the kids, they're not even telling them, dude. These kids are like putting like this much in the vial and shooting it in
full cc 3 times a week.
Totally. And just like slamming it in the thing. And they're like, I don't feel good.
No shit.
They're taking IFBB Pro fucking cycles. They're like, I don't know why it's getting weird.
That's getting weird. I feel fucking weird.
Fucking prostate. Like, as a female, I grew a fucking prostate. That's how much I'm thinking. Holy shit.
That's fucking.
Oh my God. And
amazing.
Your genitals. It actually does mess with your genitals. I won't get too graphic.
Does it enlarge your clitoris, right?
Yes.
That's a great thing because it's hard finding those motherfuckers.
Totally.
You're like, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Like literally, it gets that big. You're just like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Gonna add to the nightmares there. So
that's right. You'll never be the same, dude. You invited me.
Yeah,
it's all good. We're so happy we did.
I'll send you some pictures that I have from various bodybuilding encounters later.
Oh my God, dude! I just spit my.
Please listen to me when I say this, Mark. I'm good, thanks.
That's a big fetish, by the way. The whole bodybuilding woman world is
bodybuilding. No, bodybuilding men too. It's a fetish.
Yeah, it's a fetish for sure.
Arab dudes love us.
Yes. Right on.
No females at all. Arab dudes.
But you kind of can't tell. They start looking like trans men, those women bodybuilders.
I mean, they're basically, think about it. They're going through the beginning phases of transition.
They are.
They're injecting high amounts of anabolic androgenic steroids, and their body's virilizing. They start growing facial hair, and they start getting that lovely lady lump down there.
And then their voice changes too. They actually get that weird tranny voice.
Something I've always thought of. Me and Mark have talked about this before. It honestly seems like the trans community is trying to erase gay people.
Oh, dude, you're so right.
Trying to erase them because, your kid, a 13-year-old boy realizes that he likes boys, not girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, homosexuality has been forever. Mm-hmm. It's even presents in animals in nature, right?
Yes.
But all of a sudden, it's not good enough. Like, oh, what? He likes boys. He must be a trans woman. He must be. So it's like, can't he just be gay? Like, what's wrong with just being gay? Just be gay.
Because you're right. It's all. Not only is it a misogynistic movement, it is a homophobic movement. We're all saying it, all, even including me. I lived as a gay woman for a lot of, remember, I'm 62, pretty much half my life as a woman and half my life as a man. And pretty much a lot of my adult female space, I lived as a gay woman, right? And it's why I'm able to be so grounded around what I'm doing, because I got the opportunity to have all these lives. Nobody made this choice for me. My parents, nobody. I did at a 30-year-old human being, right? So I did live as a gay woman. It just didn't work out for me. And as an adult, I chose to make this point. But what I'm trying to say is 90% of the kids that are detransitioning, right? And there's a lot of them, are all homosexual kids. They're all gay kids. And so you're right to your point. It's an actual fact, but the transgender, I call it the cult or the religion, has hit it under the rug because they don't want you to know that.
So I think I read somewhere that you had you have like a Discord going on with like 25,000 or something like that, detransitioning kids.
Yeah,
or something?
More. Now it's like up to 70,000.
What? That many kids have had?
Yes.
That many kids have had transition surgery to begin with?
No. So here's the deal. It's sprinkled with kids who have gone all the way to literally medicalization like me and and changed their mind, all the way to kids who identified like they, thems, right? So those are called more like D-sisters, but I still consider them D-trans because they were on their road to medicalization. So it's a variation of some medicalized, some not, but I believe that a lot of them, it's a very, very important space because it proves to what I and Blair White and all of us are trying to say. This is not transitioning. This is an indoctrination of young people so that they can't be, because there's power in numbers. The more trans people there are, the more that they can say, look, there's 1 million of us and it's an actual real thing. So I believe that's what they're doing.
So they're just pushing for to have a legitimate voice, in other words, right?
Medical, money. The whole thing is built on money. Surgeons are making a boatload of money. Our pharmaceuticals are making a boatload of money. Wherever they're indoctrinating, whatever else is going on in the system, but it's all medical and money. I truly believe that.
That is so
evil.
That's the thing. Even if they detransition, they're still like once they start transition, they're a patient for life. Because even if they detransition, there's going to be hormone therapy.
There you go.
You can't just inject the opposite hormones that your body is looking for.
That's right.
And then have it be like.
Well, your body's going to
back on that.
Yeah, your body's going to want homeostasis.
That's right.
So if you're giving it testosterone, you take it away, your body's estrogen is going to go up, testosterone is going to go down. Your body's going to try and reach that level of homeostasis where you have just like, even with the surgeries, like you need to keep the drugs flowing. You need to keep
that's right.
The whole, going back to when they change a man into a woman.
Yes.
Whatever that means, whatever I just said. But they literally create an open wound where if you were, let's say, Buck, if you were to not use your vagina for a while, it would still be there intact. Perfect. If you don't have daily penetrations,
that's right.
Fake vagina, it closes up.
It's the same with a person like me. I don't want to get too graphic, but testosterone, let me tell you, I almost died from from sepsis. I almost died from atrophy and sepsis because I'm one of the very first female to male who's done this, right? So they don't know. They're just giving me testosterone, dude. Good luck. You know what I mean? Basically, that was what it was. I'm not even kidding. And next thing you know, I'm having cramps. I'm like, it hurts down there. I have to go to the gynecologist. That's a whole other story. So finally, I find a gynecologist who's willing to help me. And she's like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. Just take Advil. Anyway, long story short, my uterus and my cervix fused together. It fused together because what happens when you put testosterone in a female body is it removes the estrogen. Your vagina needs estrogen. It's like a car, right? You need oil. Once you have no oil, it's like, so basically I had no estrogen because they were not monitoring my estrogen levels. They were only monitoring my testosterone levels.
Oh, so, no.
I'm like, totally, dude. And then it fused. It became an infection. It's gross, you guys. It popped. I became septic. I got rushed to the emergency room. It was a whole night. They said, if you didn't come in for 5 minutes more, you would be dead, dude. You would be dead. And literally, dude, it like became the first case of its kind. The trans community hides my case under the thing. They're like, Buck's lying. That's not true. I'm like, what?
It makes sense physiologically. I've never heard of it happen in female bodybuilders, and they do take, tamoxifen to control their estrogen
because they have estrogen levels. I had no estrogen. That's what they said. If I would have been given an estrogen cream or an estrogen suppository, or
you would have been good.
Yeah, I would have been good. But once you take that estrogen, and the doctors' minds were blown, dude. They've never seen anything like it. Ever. And they were like, what? And so my point being here is that's why my biology matters. I'm a female. Okay. And like when you say there's no such thing as biology and trans women, or you're actually messing with transsexual health, because we have to know our biology in order to move forward, right? 30 years being on testosterone, 30 years, dude, I'm healthy. I get that's the only bad thing that has ever happened to me, thank God.
Yeah, but testosterone, for something as vilified as it is quite an innocuous, awesome hormone.
Yes.
And women, the thing is, so now in menopausal women, they're actually prescribing testosterone instead of or with estrogen, progesterone, whatever other hormones are unbalanced. So testosterone's a great, like we've been fighting this whole time. When people accuse me of being on a lot of drugs, when in reality I'm on prescription TRT.
Right.
I did do a steroid cycle in 2013. I'm quite honest.
So have I.
Oh yeah. Steroids are great. But see, testosterone is therapeutic. It is literally therapeutic. And if you're low naturally, whether you're transitioning or whether you're an aging male, dude, half my neighborhood they're not they're not pro bodybuilders. Half of them are on TRT because they're men with money who want to crush it at work and be able to get aroused at night with their wife.
Right on.
I'm all about the TRT.
Me too.
All about it. So is Alan. Like we're on.
Yeah,
because dude, it makes you a better men. Look, men go through, that's called menopause. You're going through menopause too. You need to have the ups. All the dudes I know are like, dude, how come you look like that at your 62? I'm like, testosterone, dude. You're not testosterone. No, I believe every man should be on testosterone.
Once your body gets below, Alan uses the number. I used to use 400. Alan has convinced me that 500. So once you can't produce 500 naturally, and you've done all you can, lifestyle intervention, diet, training, whatever.
That's right.
That is, or natural supplementation. Some supplements do help, minor, not a lot.
Yeah.
But that's when you go to the doctor, you get tested, and you get that prescription, and
that's right.
You're going to have a pretty good life.
I agree.
Well, also, like the reason why 500 is if they can start administering just a little help where it might not be suppressive. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when you look at the data, under 500, like if you're at 500, they won't, like they historically wouldn't prescribe it to you. But if you're at 500, you're still vastly diminished from when you were younger.
That's right.
And you're already feeling the effects of sarcopenia. Sleep gets bad, shit like that. Like I just started TRT in December.
Great.
I put it off I told Mark, I was like, the only thing that I'm pissed about you about is that you didn't convince me to do this years ago. Because I was just like in 2 or 3 weeks, the change in my life was amazing. Because I had been very lucky up until like a year and a half before that, but I got really lean, not this past summer, but the summer before, and it just never came back. Like, I mean, like my testosterone levels crashed because I got really lean and I'm old, and it just never came back. Right.
Yeah.
And I was like suffering. And then like 2 weeks after I was on TRT, I'm like, I feel like I'm me again. What the fuck, man? Like it's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Well, God damn, this person's fucking killing it.
That's James, man. James has James is he's the guy.
You're 40,
dude. Yeah, we held that's where we held the event for the Arnold at Alan. His gym.
Okay.
That's James, my guy. I've known him for years. Yeah. He's just a monster. He lives a clean life.
Killing it.
Yeah, he's great.
Awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead, Alan.
No, you go ahead.
Oh no, I was waiting for you.
Oh, okay, fine. So, but see, ADHD, it made me forget what I was going to say. Go ahead.
I was kind of going to go into like, so you were like one of the first to do it. And did you find society gave a fuck? Or was society kind of like, all right, whatever, I don't care? Did you find that people were openly hating towards you? Do you feel more hatred from the LGBT community than from the straight community? How has that assimilation as a transsexual person been from back when you first started it to now?
It's a great question. And so when I first did it, I was part of the gay women's community, and they hated me because they were like, basically, traitor. I am going to the man side. See you later.
That's understandable. It's understandable.
Totally. But, at the time, again, age and maturity are everything, but I wasn't mature enough to understand it. And it did hurt my feelings. I pretty much lost my whole community. And so, but the thing that was really interesting to me is gay men really saw me and were really very gracious and some level very empathetic towards my transition. And prior to my transition, I was a very masculine woman. So I think it wasn't like too weird. It wasn't going from this like, Angelina Jolie to like a trans man. I was literally like a dyke. I was a total dyke. And so
you were the top.
Yeah, I was totally like exactly. I was that
I'm trying to use the right words.
No, I still am the top. So
well, now you're supposed to be the top.
That's right. So anyway, they had an issue, but I found gay men to be very cool with me and help me. That's where I learned how to go to the gym and work out and build my body to look masculine. And I've only had one surgery, which was removing my breasts. And that being said, then what happened was I just assimilated into society as a male, and I walked the world as a male. And I never talked about my pronouns. I never talked about my past. I never told everybody I was trans. I just became Buck. And that's the difference between what's happening today and back then. We just wanted to assimilate, and no one has an issue. Nobody, even when they found out, I'll just be honest, even when people found out, they were shocked, or they were like, whatever, or they were like, oh, well, that's weird. But it just was, I don't know. I think it's all about your energy, really.
I think that's because real adults realize that, like if you meet a trans woman, what is the problem with it? Like, the dick sucking is optional.
That's right.
Like, I mean, you don't.
That's
you
right.
don't need to suck
now
the dick.
You tell me. Now you tell me.
Different conversation, Mark. Different conversation. But
I thought it was mandatory.
but in reality, people don't realize, like, how does it affect you? Like,
that's right. That's right.
And I found it to be the only thing that I did find kind of annoying with some of them is like it diminishes what you and people like you and Blair and Nisa and other people went through. Is like, this is a mental disorder. This is, that's right. This requires therapy and treatment too, right? Yes. Not just the testosterone or the estrogen, not just any of that other stuff, right?
No.
And I think it's very clear that they're not giving these people therapy. I mean, like I've seen Jeffrey Marsh videos. That he definitely.
He's a pee person, that. He likes the little kids.
Yeah. Well, but look who keeps like blowing shit up, like the Tesla thing and everything. Like,
they're crazy.
You're seeing a lot of transgender people commit a lot of acts of violence and destruction, and also the shooting here in Nashville, the Nashville Covenant shooting. That was a transgender person who hated Christians, so she decided to kill their children. It's like.
They're nuts, dude.
I'm seeing a huge link. Like,
I'm
like, should we like investigate? And also, would you say a lot of these transgender kids, I know we probably don't have the data. We're just speaking out of our ass of opinion, and that's what we do on this show.
Sure.
Would you say a lot of them are also on SSRIs and other psych meds?
Yes, 100%. They're already there. I've been listening to somebody talking about that, and they, women are more on SSIs than men, by the way.
Jewish ones. Yeah.
But that being said, a lot of these kids are on SSIs. A lot of them are autistic. A lot of them have things going on. They're targeting a very vulnerable group of kids, and these kids are mental. And also, you're right. If you notice all of the crazy shootings and stabbings and all of the stuff that's happening from these they're all trans women. They're all men becoming women. The only one was that shooter. There are very few people like me who are going off the deep end. It's all the men who want to be women who are doing insane. Did you hear about the trans vegan cult? That's like went and killed a bunch of people. They're trans vegans.
God, I can't keep up. I'm too.
The only way that could get crazier if they were trans vegan CrossFitters. If they were trans vegan CrossFitters could fucking end entire nations.
And they will not shut up about what they are.
CrossFitters.
You just have to fucking listen to them talk about it over and over.
Oh my God, that's so funny. It's so true. CrossFitters are crazy.
I have noticed every time something happens, the media is hoping it's just a white Christian guy. Next thing you know, oh shit,
that's a tranny.
Can't report on that one. This never happened, guys.
Yeah, like that's not happening.
No, it's wild, and that's good insight. I have noticed a huge crossover, right? And it's just I do, and I hate to go off topic with this, but I do see this tremendous correlation with psych drugs, SSRIs, and acts of mass violence. And we always want to blame the guns and this and that. And I'm like, well, I see a couple things that always come up. One is either no father or a weak father in the household. And the other is usually a psychological drug like SSRIs.
Good point. That's true. I'll totally agree with you. I want people to understand I'm not part of the trans space. I don't believe in it. This is not an identity choice, by the way. This is an actual disorder that takes a lot of time and energy, a lot of mental health. I had to go through 2 years of hardcore mental health care. Then I had to live as a male, right? I had to go out and be buck without having any medical, and then see how that is. You have to try it on, and then you get to move forward. Today, a little kid can go, I'm trans. And then that's why I'm telling you, it's actually, I know it just really blows my mind that they would want to put a child in a space like this, because that child will never last. The child won't last. They won't.
So when you say you had to like go and live as a man for a while.
Yeah.
What was there anything that like surprised you? Is like actually living as a man? Like was there anything that surprised you about being a man?
Honestly, the best thing about being a dude is like people didn't trip as hard. Like, so I was really into building my truck. I had a 55 Ford truck, and as a chick, right? Imagine I'm like this chick with I'm like a total dyke. And then it would be sucky because I'd go to the auto parts store, and seriously, I got totally jacked around at the auto parts store. Dudes would push me out of the way, like they wouldn't wait on me. And it was like really kind of messed up, but that's just life, right? And as soon as I became a dude, I was like, there you go. What do you need there, sir? Like literally, I saw a whole thing change. So you have to remember, I walked the world as a female for a long time, and now I walk the world. And it is true. There are certain things men and women get. And it's why I fight for women's rights, because women do have a harder. Yeah, as I should, as we all should.
As do I.
Yes, that's right. And I appreciate that a lot, you guys. It says a lot about you.
Well, I mean, I have a daughter and a wife, of course. And back to the car thing, they were just surprised you didn't drive a Subaru. So they didn't know how to act. I mean,
Birkenstocks.
Like, what's this? What?
With a U-Haul trailer connected to the back.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
so good.
Again, like I have a daughter, and she's in college now, and I just. There are differences, and
yes,
you just have to realize that. So obviously we do need to protect women, because you know what, you kill all the men. If there's one, you could pretty much restart a population. But women carry the children. They have this beautiful gift of being able to deliver life through their womb, and men can't do that. And we should, See, the thing is, we should celebrate our differences.
Yes.
We should celebrate the qualities of men and women. The fact that, hey, when shit, you look at any historical context, shit gets hard and bad things need to be done. The men have to go do the shit that really sucks. Hey, we need to go fight this village over there.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. I just got back, you know, and So the funny thing is, you look at every culture, you look at Native American, look at the Mormon culture when they started in this country. It was always the men who had to go out and do the shit that fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Go out and fight wars and hunt game. Africa, anywhere you go, that's where it was. But now we're in this position where like, well, that doesn't matter. Women can do what men can do. Well, they can, but there's a reason why these gender roles were discovered in an early time.
Right.
Because men are just better at that. And women are better at, I don't know, like nurturing. They're really good at it.
You're 100% right. And that's not a sexist statement. That's an actual true biology. This is why they keep trying to take biology out of the equation. It's literally why they try to keep telling, oh, that's not biological. Oh, trans women are women. Anyone can be. So why is it only about trans women being women? Why isn't it about women being men? You see, you have to really notice the real thing that they're pushing on here. It's like men and women are different, but they don't want you to think that. They want you to think that we are the same or that. And also socialization, right? You were socialized as a young boy different than I was as a young girl. So now I can, that's why we come to this in a different way. We're, you know, I consider us like bros on some level, but that being said, I still have a different way of seeing things than you will. That doesn't make us worse than each other. It just makes us different, and we have different gifts to bring to the world.
Yeah, yeah, women are just much better at empathy.
100%.
And they're again, like my kids when they were young and they'd fall down, like get up, bitch, rub some dirt on it. Right? My wife would pick him up and hold him, and oh, it's okay. I'm like, you're gonna make him soft.
I know.
Put him down, you pussy. Put him down.
It's true.
So recently, the new Secretary of Defense, Peter Hegseth, they basically made it so you can't be transgender and be in the military. What are your thoughts?
Well, right on. Let me tell you something right now. Again, what did I say early on the show? I said, when you choose to do this transition, which is a choice, okay? It is an actual choice to do this. You don't get everything you want. This is what's pissing me off. We're talking about the military, people. We're not talking about going to the fucking salon. We're going to the military. And if you're not ready to fight at every second, my sister was in the military. I have family in the military. My sister was a police officer. Like, women can do certain things, but they don't. You've got to be prepared, okay? And these are people who need hormones, okay? They need surgery. They need all these things. They're not ready. They're not ready. That's just off the table. I'm perfectly 100% okay with trans people not being allowed in the military. Why should they? Why should they be? Just because they're trans? Like, whatever. I don't really care if they're trans.
The thing about it is like, I just can't see military life being conducive to a healthy life for trans.
It's not. It's not.
You know,
you're
like,
gonna get beat up and just Well,
not only that, but like you get deployed. Like say you get deployed someplace. Well, 2 weeks hits and you don't get your injection.
There you go.
Even if it's cypionate, what the fuck are you going to do? Like now.
Also, dude, what if you go to a Muslim country? What if you go to a Muslim country that finds out that you're trans? You're dead. You're actually dead. There's so many things that could happen to you as a trans person. I'm not even kidding you. So why do you need to go in the military because you're trans? This is the question I keep asking those trans people. What is the need to go into be a postal office or go to the police department or go somewhere else where you can get a job? You don't need to be in the military. And if it was your lifelong thing, stay the biology you need to be. Go serve in the military, and then get out and transition. I mean, come on, man. It's so stupid. The whole thing is stupid.
I would agree. I would agree 100%.
Yeah, thank you. No, you don't get to go. Sorry. We're going to write that off. Next, please.
Why do you think we can't say no to them? I'll be very honest. I've spoken a lot about this topic actually, because like I've been called a transphobe so many times, which is weird because
here I sit.
One, I don't. Well,
I'm not afraid of anybody.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I actually like actual transsexuals. I feel nothing but like,
Right on.
and this is just being honest, a little bit of sympathy for, because like
Right on.
you've obviously went through some struggles.
Yeah.
You know, and respect for, because like you're standing up for who you believe you are, no matter fucking what. I love that.
Right.
That's awesome, right? My thing is that like I think it's like insulting to people like you and Blair and Nisa and a bunch of other people to just throw on a wig and say I'm a woman. But also, I have a lot of like, I'm literally I'm between you and Mark's age. I'm going to be 54 this summer, right?
Right on.
Like,
youngest.
I came from very rarely, sir.
They
Very
call
rarely.
me the baby.
What up, kid? Like, so the whole like LGBT community, like, to me, like, it's completely different.
Yeah.
That's a sexual attraction.
That's
like,
right.
You're obviously a gay woman. You're married to a woman.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
How you present is how you identify. It's not even an attraction. It's completely different, right?
That's right.
And
That's right.
I also think like it just like if I was, you know, I feel bad for we one of our fill-in hosts, his name's Michael Robson. I think he's in the chat actually. Gay man married to another man, you know, 7 kids, monkeys. It's a long story.
Man, he's married to a black man. We got to give him that victim card. He's married to he has a black husband.
Interracial couple.
He's an interracial gay man.
Yeah.
He checks all boxes.
Right on.
Like original LGBT people, I'd be fucking pissed. I'm upset for you.
Yes.
I'd be fucking pissed because the struggle to just lead a quiet life. Like, I can't tell you how many people, how many friends I have that are gay that were just like, I just wanted to lead a quiet life. I wanted to be able to get married to the person I love. I wanted to be able to show up in the hospital and not be allowed into their room should something happen.
That's right.
I wanted to be able to do A, B, C, D, right? And just lead a quiet life. And we got there. Right. I mean, like, and people can say my generation is homophobic all you want, but there's a reason why Elton John and Bulls and Boy George, there's a reason why they were all popular, and it's my generation. You know what I mean? Like we're the ones that made these people popular. Like fucking, I don't understand why they needed to couple the two movements together, because one is like the TQ46 / apostrophe symbol is killing the fucking
100%. Yes. I'll tell you why. Back in the day, transsexual, the majority of people who transitioned were in the gay community. Okay. So like, for example, myself, I was a gay woman, and a lot of us were already in the gay community. So when we transitioned, we stayed a part of the gay community. That's why T stood for transsexual. It did not stand for transgender. It wasn't until later on that they started adding Q, I, A, P, P, poo, poo, which became the problem. So now, in my opinion, we need to separate. We're not the same community. And if, to be honest with you, I will go over to the LGB side, because I feel more aligned with my sexuality. I feel more aligned with the LGBT people. They're much calmer. They're much more chill. The TQIA are the people who are causing the problem. Seriously. And it needs to be separated.
They stand for Two-Spirit? Like, what the fuck is Two-Spirit? Like, what does that even mean? Is that some fucking Pocahontas shit? Like, what the fuck are we even talking about?
It's indoctrination.
They just keep tacking shit on.
That's right.
LGBT, I don't understand queer. Can someone explain queer?
I will.
What is the difference between queer and gay? Yeah.
That's right. Nothing. There's no difference. It's actually gay. But the problem, here's the deal. Here's the other gaslighting bullshit these people are doing. They took an actual slur. Remember how old I am? I lost
Smear the queer.
Yes, they used to punch us in the face for queer. Also, queer was used around the time a lot of people died of AIDS, which was a time I lost a lot of friends to the AIDS epidemic. It's horrifying. That being said, these kids don't even understand what happened to our community. So they've attached to queer so that anyone could be queer. So there's a bunch of straight people. I'm not kidding you guys. Straight people calling themselves queer because you get those brownie points and you get to be part of the marginalized community. So queer is just an identity that says you're not straight, even though you only have sex with the gender opposite of you. So
fuck it then. I'm gonna be queer.
Exactly. You literally can be queer, dude.
Oh, that's so good.
And I don't know what the rest of them stand for.
So what if I identify as I identify as a black woman, of course. So if I identify as a black woman, I can then identify as a lesbian black woman.
That's right.
Who's in an interrelational relationship because my wife is white. So
that's
Mark. Hey, Mark, when we're filling out our paperwork on our next thing, make sure that you mark down that gay and black. And you're Jewish. We're fucking good. We're gonna get all of the fucking subsidies. You're Jewish. When you get on the weekly phone call with the rest of the Jews, make sure that they push the paperwork through for us.
If anyone can overplay their hand as victims, it's my people.
There's that. But your people did suffer, and they still do. And I don't know. I
don't know if we're really suffering right. Not in America.
Not in America.
We're good here. But I don't care about the Jews in other countries.
You don't care about the other ones.
No, we forgot about those.
They're on their own.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm that guy too. I don't believe in victimizing myself. I don't believe, marginalized. That's a bunch of crap. These people don't even know what marginalization is. They don't know what genocide is. How dare they talk about a trans genocide? It makes me so disgusted.
Especially when genocides are really bad.
I mean, really? AIDS was a genocide, and literally, I lost all my friends to AIDS. And how dare they say there's hardly any trans people are dying, and if they are, they're it's a very, very few people. It's not true.
It's usually, isn't it? Usually, correct me. Isn't it a lot of it suicide after transitioning?
Yes, this is exactly right. And I have a study that came out that I'll also send you of 107,000 participants. And the bottom line, the conclusion to this says that they found that they call gender affirming surgery does not work. And that the majority of the people who get this gender affirming are more unalive, right? They're more of having that ideology and their ideation, as well as anxiety, depression, more than when they didn't do it. Okay, that's the actual outcome of this study. It's going to blow your mind. And the trans community doesn't even talk about it. It's not 100 people, it's 107,000. So
can I go back to what we talked about in the beginning, kind of jokingly, like our private parts?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be weird at all.
No.
So we all enjoy having our private parts, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Can you imagine chopping it off and putting in its place something that you derive no pleasure from? If you look at the hierarchy of needs, procreation is there.
That's right.
And procreation, the reason we are created, whether you believe in God or you believe in evolution, they made sex feel so good is so we'd want to do it. So we continue the species. Right. So when you lop off or when you strap on or whatever, however that works, you're taking away a large part of a human's enjoyment. And even if you look at someone, I'm not, what if he doesn't have a girlfriend? People masturbate.
That's right.
I'm going to be honest, masturbation is a part of human fulfillment. And
it's healthy. It's very healthy.
So is sex. So you take away, and also relationships. We're all married.
Right.
I will say, people will argue. I think physical or the sexual part of a marriage is 50% of your relationship. It is as important. And the reason I'm putting it at 50 is nothing can be greater than it.
That's right.
Because if you do not have a physical connection with your partner, your marriage will fail. And I see it happen all the time.
Of course.
So when you take away a human's ability to enjoy sex, to enjoy intimacy, to be able to have that pleasure, they're going to have that much less satisfaction. So you take that same person who had functioning genitals, and you take that away. Everything else is equal. You're going to have a person who's more likely to commit desperate acts.
100%. You know, the puberty blockers, the study of the puberty blockers giving little kids, that's exactly the things that happen to them. It takes away their ability to have any sexual feelings. It takes away the functioning of their genitals. It literally makes them like basically little dolls with no sexual feelings. So they grow. I've interviewed a ton of people who've been on puberty blockers as well as who have detransitioned, and they've never experienced sex And their whole life, these are 23, 24-year-old adults who say they don't even have any desire to have sex. They don't even know what it means to be attracted to anybody. They're giving this to little children.
What? And they say they're reversible. You can't pause puberty.
No, you cannot. You shouldn't even be touching puberty.
Puberty needs to happen,
dude,
right? Like it's the fact they said it's reversible.
It's insane.
As someone, as a pro bodybuilder,
yes,
we know hormones. It's
That's
what
right.
we do.
That's right.
I could have told you. It's like if you take testosterone at a young age, there's a possibility you might never produce it on your own again.
Yes.
So if something as simple as that,
yes,
can stunt you or affect you for life,
yes.
How am I to think that suppressing a hormone from your bodily production
That's right.
is not going to cause long-term deleterious effects?
That's right.
I don't need a fucking, oh, well, you're not a doctor. Yeah, but I'm not a retard either. I mean,
also, you know hormones. They don't even know, the doctors who are doing this, right? So these kids detransition. Yep. Do you know what they do? They just stop taking the hormones. I'm like, what? Like their bodies are flipping out right now. And they're not even helping these kids get back to a space of, that's what you're exactly what you said earlier. There's something going on with these kids because they're either on hormones, they're off hormones, their hormone levels are all over the place. They're
can you imagine? First of all, that's a recipe. So not telling the kids how to do it, that's a recipe for heart attack.
That's right.
Like, I mean, it's a recipe for heart attack, but also like your testosterone levels go from 1,000 to 10 in like 2 weeks.
The depression involved.
Yes.
Right. It's just got to be fucking insane. Like that. You're waiting for some sort of psychotic break,
Alan, I know you know this, but bodybuilders, if they do cycle steroids, a lot of them just stay on. It's called blast and cruise. They stay on TRT. They blast the hard shit, then they go back on TRT. Right. Some bodybuilders do come off of steroids, but you don't just come off of steroids. You go on HCG, which helps to kickstart your own stuff. And then you also take an estrogen blocker, like a Novadex or an Anastrozole, which helps your body, or Clomid, which helps your body kind of regulate the estrogen balance.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, your body crashes, you lose all your gains, you go into deep depression. And you might never recover from that cycle.
That's right.
So that's what's really fascinating. Even bodybuilders who are not doctors, transitioning experts, we knew that if you're coming off the shit, you just can't stop.
That's right.
That's crazy.
That is, I didn't know.
That's why we need guys like you who are literally your experts to do this. We need guys like you to sort of say this out to the world, because nobody understands hormones unless you're really either using them or you've studied them or you understand them. And that's why bodybuilders are so important to this cause, because and why I've been around bodybuilders from the beginning of my transition and why I understood these level things. The thing is, they were gay men, so they didn't really understand my body and the estrogen and all. I think if they would have understood that, I wouldn't have had that atrophy situation happen, right? But that being said, nobody understands the detrimental space we are putting these young kids in. They detransition, everybody forgets about them. They go over here, they literally go into deep depression. All of them are depressed. They all become like unaliving themselves. They all have, I'm like, it's because the hormones are literally out of whack and no one's even helping them. Nobody.
I feel so sorry for these children.
I know.
And the parents who enable this, it's really sad, because back in our day, we had tomboys and we had lesbians, and that was fine. And we had gay men, and like the class president of my high school, I don't have any, my gaydar is terrible.
Right on.
I kind of knew this guy. I'm like, no, he's got a girlfriend.
You are a bodybuilder.
So true. It's so true.
And it turns out like 10 years later, he comes out the closet. I'm like, I got that one right. But like, you had gay, like, so instead of a parent going, my kid likes dudes. All right. Like, I wouldn't be mad if my son was gay. I've said that. And I was at a dinner once with our distribution partners in the UK. Like, what if your son was gay? I'm like, well, first of all, you guys all sound gay to me. I'm like, I wouldn't care. And they were fascinated that I wouldn't care. I'm like, wow, if he's happy and that's what he wants to do, I'll support it. I just don't want to see it.
That's right.
It's just not my thing.
That's right.
but you know, it's one of those where I don't care. I just don't care. But for me, if my son was gay, I wouldn't be like, hey, have you thought about chopping off your penis?
Also, you wouldn't be running around going, I have a gay son. That's the thing that these people are doing with their trans kids. I have a trans kid. Nobody does that with their kid.
I wouldn't be embarrassed of him. I'd be like, yeah, he's gay.
But you wouldn't be going around telling everyone you wouldn't be wearing a t-shirt that says, my kid is gay. Like, what? These people are insane. They're actually.
Usually gay dudes, if they're really gay, except for Michael, I could never tell he's gay. He's in great shape, except in the shorts he wears to the gym.
The shorts he wears. I was going to say the shorts he wears. The shorts he wears to the gym are definitely.
No, we hang out. We'll hang out, go to football games together. Just a normal dude,
right?
You know,
he's a manly man. I mean, he's
fucking
a manly
swole.
man.
Dude's jacked. Yeah. But I mean, you know, usually you could tell. You know, if my son was gay, I'm sure they'd be like, they wouldn't say it, but I think his son's gay. You know. Like, you don't have to say it if he's really gay.
You don't have to say it.
None of that shit would ever. But dude, I grew up in California. I grew up in LA, dude. I don't.
Yeah,
care.
that's where I'm at. I'm in LA.
I don't care. What part?
Yeah. I'm in Hollywood. I live in the Hollywood Hills.
Oh, you're we're in the really gay part. I went to Culver City High School.
Oh yeah, Culver City's awesome, dude. Actually, Culver City grew a lot. It used to kind of be like whatever. Now it's like the super hip place to be.
Yeah, they gentrified it. I grew up when it was whatever.
Yep. I grew up in the valley.
Affordable.
I grew up in the valley. I was a valley girl for reals.
What part? So I lived in Simi Valley. I went to California Lutheran University in Thousand Oaks.
Oh, right on. That's an excellent school.
Yeah, it is. And it's expensive now. Holy shit.
Of course.
I didn't pay much. I was a bad football player in a D3 school. So yeah, I'm too short to play D1.
Really?
Let everybody know. Yeah, I look taller on camera, but I'm not tall enough to play D1. Yeah, and I worked in Woodland Hills. Yeah, so I know that area quite well. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Chatsworth. I went to Birmingham High School in the Valley,
shit.
and then I got because I was that chick that fought. I was the chick that always had a black eye. And I was always fighting everybody. But I ended up going to Chatsworth High School and graduating from Chatsworth.
You went to Chatsworth High?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I was the LA City champion, cross country champion in 1980. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
we got some nostalgia back in Cali back then was the land of milk and honey. It was
dude, it was I'm like so bummed we didn't buy a house back then, dude. Now it's like so expensive.
Well, yeah, my in-laws luckily have some property out there. So.
Dude, it's kick ass out there. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not mad. Like I'm still look, man, I'll talk my shit about California, but I'm a 90s Californian, man.
Right on.
Like that was the greatest place to ever live.
You know, we have a horrible governor. We have a horrible mayor. You know, the fires tore this place apart. I hope we get a new, I voted for Caruso and I can't believe that they got Bass in here, dude. She just destroyed this place.
Well, the elections are a bit sketch.
They are so sketch. They are so sketch.
We can since the Democrats are doing it now, we can deny elections now too.
I know it's
like
horrible.
Trump didn't win. I'm like, fine, you didn't win either.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
on.
I love it. But hey, dude, I'll look you up because I'm actually going there in April. I got a trip.
Dude.
I still have a warehouse in Costa Mesa, so I'm there all the time.
No, seriously, look me up, dude. We'll exchange numbers later on, and then I would love to hang out with you and go have coffee or I don't know, whatever, dude. We'll just hang out.
We can go to a lesbian bar. It'll be great.
We should totally do that.
That would be awesome. Yes, let's go.
Okay, we're on, dude. We are so doing
it. I'm not playing. I would
I'm not playing, and I'll get a bunch of the leses that I know, and we'll just go with the leses, and we'll have so much fun, dude.
Yes, my wife would be okay with it because they're gay.
Yeah, that's right. They'll think you're a trans man.
Don't worry. They don't want to convert.
You guys are great. Well, I gotta go anyway because I got the family waiting for me. So
we appreciate you, bud. Thank you so much.
You guys are great, man.
We got to have you back sometime, man. If there's ever anything we can do for you, you reach out to either of us. Let us know, okay?
Yeah, no, thank you guys. Man. I just want to let you know that you're super cool dudes, and like, let's just get back to a normal space. And these are the kind of conversations that actually help us get back into a normal space and care about the women. Let's just care about the women and the kids and move forward and get this nonsense out of the way. So I appreciate you guys for really fighting for that.
I'll see you in April, my man.
Yeah, right on, friend. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great night.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. And that was awesome.
I got nothing to say. That was the greatest episode ever. That's so good. Awesome. I'm going to make fucking shorts out of that one.
Oh, dude, I already shared the vagina is the butter of body parts.
It is. You can put it on anything.
Yes, it is. It is so funny. But all right. Hey, folks, we'll be back on Monday. I'm going to try to line up some guests for next week. I don't know how the fuck I'm going to top that one.
You're not going to top it. You're never going to top that one.
I don't know. That was awesome. All right. Buck, thank you very much. Mark, man, have a great night. And we'll see
you bar in April.
The Holy Trinity Bundle isn't just about weight loss. It's about empowering you to find your healthiest, happiest self. Let's talk about what's in the bundle and how it caters specifically to our needs. First, we got Ember, which is not just any fat burner. It's also going to boost your mood, your energy levels, while also suppressing your appetite. And if you're worried about it being too strong, you can split the tablet in half to tailor its impact. Next, we have Alchemy NCT, which turns the carbs that you eat into energy and not fat. Yes, energy, not fat. This is our way of making sure that the meals that you eat contribute positively to your weight loss journey. And girls, we all know that we want that. And finally, no morbidity. This one's my favorite because it works while you sleep. It burns fat and controls those nighttime cravings without any stimulants, so you wake up feeling refreshed. Try it out and feel the genuine difference. Here's to new beginnings and real results.